From that campaign, though, there was one key pledge from you. Well, not necessarily a key pledge, but one of your main pledges that I spoke to you about 3 years ago. I want to bring it up again today. Ending rough sleeping in 1 year. Now,
Yeah.
for those of you that we know about, you got made redundant from the council, used that money to create this charity that has won a lot of awards, very successful. So we know you got the experience to do it. But my actual question is, what is the plan? Because Andy Burnham's tried to do it. He's not been able to do it. What is the actual plan to be able to end rough sleeping?
Yeah, so people want to see a detailed plan, go on any of my social media, go to the pin section, the featured section, and it's in there. I talk about it in there. Same with all my policies. There's
Just, just,
detailed.
just for the people in Altrincham that might not have read that plan,
Yeah.
that might not necessarily know you as a political candidate, would just be able to highlight it just for those people.
Yeah. So, but obviously, I only can get into so much detail on this interview. But if you want a
Obviously.
detailed plan, look on social media. But in a nutshell, well, first of all, let's talk about Andy Burnham and why he's failed. He's failed because he was only addressing one part of the problem. And the one part of the problem he was addressing is accommodation. So the more people he gets off the streets, the more people turn up in Manchester expecting accommodation. It's a never-ending conveyor belt of broken people. So he'll never end it because he's not addressing all the issues. How I'll address it is, first of all, we need some accommodation. But we don't need accommodation that will attract other people from across the country to come here because I'm going to get a one-bedroom flat. I'm going to get nice accommodation in Greater Manchester, so people will just keep on turning up. I want people off the streets. That's when I say ending homelessness. So we'll create some hostels, which will be empty warehouses. We'll put in garden sheds. Each garden shed will be an independent living pod, and people can move straight away the same day off the street into there. We'll have wraparound services based at those hostels, and we'll have support and everything else you need there. That's how we end up sleeping straight away. So I'm not saying I'm going to end homelessness. I'm not saying I'm going to end our issues with no accommodation. I'm ending people living and dying on the streets. Now, people will say, well, rough sleepers don't want accommodation. They're not going to use your hostels. We're going to force them to use our hostels because in Greater Manchester, we're going to end begging. There'll be no more begging in Greater Manchester within a couple of months of me taking charge. It's already illegal and it'll be a priority for the police. If we can stop people begging, that stops people taking as much drugs as they're taking, which means they're also in a better position then to be worked with and will want help and support. If there's no begging in Greater Manchester, that's also a deterrent for anybody else across the UK to say to themselves, oh, I'm going to Manchester because I can earn money begging and I'll get accommodation. There'll be no begging in Greater Manchester. We'll end that in months. And then how do we then stop some of the other problems, such as the migration issue? So quite a lot of rough sleepers now are either failed asylum seekers or successful asylum seekers, but then they've got no money, so end up on the streets. And we're not allowed to spend taxpayers' money housing those individuals because they've got no connection to Greater Manchester. Well, to stop that problem, I'm going to take the Home Office to court. I'm going to take the Home Office to court and say to them in court, you allowed that person in this country. You allowed that person to stay in the country. Why should the people of Greater Manchester have to pay now for this person we don't even want? Now, I'm not saying I'm going to win that case, but I'll highlight it to the whole country about why we have this problem in the first place. Another problem we have is like someone from Leeds, a rough sleeper from Leeds will jump on a bus or a train and come to Manchester because online it sounds like a better place to be rough sleeping, more services, more money, more free food. But really, he's a Leeds problem. Leeds Council should sort him out, but Leeds Council won't do it, so he comes up to Manchester. What we're going to do is I'll invoice Leeds Council with the bill of us fixing that person. And then when they don't pay the invoice, we'll take Leeds Council to court. Again, I might not win that case, but I can show the country how certain councils are letting their people down and they're migrating to other councils who may take care of them. So we'll get people off the street straight away, but I want to expose the underbelly of this problem, the incompetence, the cowardice of this issue. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around. Tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.